Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Asabia from Ask Asabia of IMT Ghana. In our previous lessons, we learned how to use the if function. In today's lesson, we're going to study how to use the nested if, the sum if validation, and then a little bit of formatting, conditional formatting, then styles. Okay, let's dive in. This is the data we used the last time for our if function. Okay, so I would link the video below if you haven't watched that. So our nested if scenario should be somewhere here. Okay, so this was the first question someone asked: if the quantity, if the item quantity is less than 100, the status should indicate reorder and it should be in yellow, and if it is not, it should be empty. That gave us this result. So in a nested if question, it's going to say this, the same thing but slightly different. Okay, so we're going to say if it is less or equal to 20, it should say it's out. If it is less or equal to 100, it should say reorder. And if it is greater than 100, we should say it is okay. All right. So to begin that, let's go to where we're going to write that. And we'll put that right here. Okay. So put in mind, it is the quantity we are going to check the statuses for. So to begin, we start with equal to, and then our if function. It hits the tab key, or you just click on the if it appears there. So the first logical text, which is the agreement, the condition. So the logical text is if anything in this quantity cell, which I've clicked on, is less than or equal to 20, so less than or equal to 20, so we can just come and click on this 20 here and make it an absolute reference so that they picked from this part when we copy the formula down. So as less than, this is greater than, so let's do less than. Okay, so if the quantity here, that's 120, is equal to or less than 20, then what should it do? So our first value, if it is true, should be that it says out. Okay, so this time you will just click on the out we have here and then make that also an absolute reference. Then we put a comma to separate them. Now it's demanding for the value if false. This is where it gets interesting. So what you do is, our false condition, our false statement have two other conditions. So we still need to bring another if function to meet the false statement. So if this is not true, if the quantity here is 20, it should be out. But if it is not, it should go on and do the next condition, which is this one. Okay. So then we put another if function there. So this is what we call nested if. So we are putting more than one if into the formula. And again, we begin the same process. Logical text. If the logical text, the quantity in here in the same cell is less than or equal to 100, which is here, we make it an absolute reference, comma. The value, if it is true, it should indicate reorder. So we'll click on reorder and then make it an absolute reference again. Then we put a comma. Now it's asking us for the value if it is false. So you're saying if the quantity here is less than 20, tell me it is out. Okay, if that condition is not met, proceed to the next one. If the quantity here is 100, tell me I should reorder. If this is not met, then if the quantity here is above 100, you say okay. So in this case, this becomes our last false statement. So we don't even have to put less than 100. Okay, so when all these two are not met, then obviously the last false statement is going to be okay. Then we click on that and make that an absolute reference as well. Now that you're all set, we just close our parentheses. Now you see the first bracket is red, so it means you have to still add one more bracket. Yes. So you could close your parentheses twice and then you hit the return key on your keyboard and you should be fine. Okay. All right, feel free to pause the video and then take your time and watch it. Okay, so once we have done that, we can now drag the formula or just double click